Welcome to All the Good Ones
Are Taken, also known as Atgoat.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Megan.
And this is our podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our little Halloween-y music intro that Shelby just put together for us. It was really exciting he surprised us with it. It was very fun.
He did it. First of all, let's just give a shout out to Shelby really quick because he is doing an excellent job, not only like editing all of these videos, these audios, but like creating the music for it, providing us with libations.
And also
Angry Orchard, please.
Honestly.
No, but like truly. Okay. Anyway. Wait, is this copyright? No.
Shh.
Okay. Never mind. Okay.
But he also, keeps us on schedule and is just
in fact
all around very good.
A timer is staring at us right now, so we know how long we've been gabbing. So
I'm kind of offended by it, but he says, "Come on, you need it."
Oh, I mean, I guess. But anyway, needless to say, we're also thankful for Shelby. So shout out to Shelby.
Yeah, and if we don't shout you out every episode, we mean to. You're the best.
Yeah.
We love you.
Facts. So let's dive in.
Well, October is my favorite month of the year.
Yes!
Not only because it's Halloween, but also because it is my anniversary. So
it's just a great month all around.
It is a fantastic month. And so I'm really excited. We have some Halloween-y recs for you this month, and all of our episodes in October are on brand.
Like spooky themed.
Yeah.
I mean, not like necessarily like really spooky, but they are Halloween-y, fall themed. Yeah.
So we're very excited.
Yay, October. Yay to Megan and Shelby. I love fall. I'm ready for the colder weather.
Oh
like,
my God,
honestly.
me too.
Yeah. Okay.
We live in Texas and it's just been 1,000 degrees.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. So our first pick this month, I guess my first pick this month is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maehrer. This is actually she came up with the idea as like a TikTok series or like trend. And so she was just like, if I was the sunshine assistant to the grumpy villain, like silly series that she put together. And she had like 300 different videos for it, and it became really popular. And then she got a 3-part book deal based off of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a goal right there.
Right. And so I like didn't know anything about this, but I was looking like on my Libby app, which is if you have a library card, you can use it as online resources. So like you can get ebooks and audiobooks, and you don't have to pay for it as long as you have a library card.
Which is amazing.
It's fantastic.
Like, that is such a great resource.
It really is. And so I like was in between audiobooks and just was looking for like the available now, and I saw Assistant to the Villain, and I was like, well, that's like folly, let's go for it. And when I downloaded it, I realized it was published that day, so I was like one of the first people to get that audiobook.
Whoa, that's cool.
And I started listening to it and immediately fell in love. Like I was giggling like a little girl. It was so cute, like kicking my legs, like blushing. It was so cute. And it's not spicy at all, so I know some people don't like spicy books. Whatever floats your boat. So it doesn't have any spice, and it's just like an all-around like cute little romance.
I've heard that, like, I've heard a lot of people talk about this book, and
yes.
They say the exact same things. Like, it's just feel good, like, it's cute, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so here's the summary. It's Once Upon a Time meets The Office and Hannah Maehre's laugh out loud viral TikTok series turned novel about the sunshine assistant to an evil villain and their unexpected romance. So, assistant wanted. A notorious, high-ranking villain seeks loyal, level-headed assistant for unspecified office duties. Supporting staff for random mayhem, terror, and other dark things in general. Discretion a must. Excellent benefits. With ailing family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mishap with Renadon's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. But just when she's getting used to severed heads suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Vernadon, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious army out. Now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out who exactly is sabotaging his work and ensure he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find.
But a job with a hot boss is one to keep.
Great banter.
I was like, no, it sounds very cute. Like, you know, I mean, we like to read romance. Like, y'all know that, we know that. But sometimes you just want like a cute story.
Yeah.
Like a cute feel-good story. And I feel like that's what that is. So I will be reading it.
Yes.
Eventually.
And you know what? I totally forgot this, but speaking of cute romances, I got you a present, Alex.
Really?
Yes.
Stop!
So I want you to open it right now.
Oh my God. Now you're reusing my gift bag. Okay.
Oh my God. I was like, Shelby, put this in a bag, please.
Because everyone watching.
I didn't want to just hand you a bag.
For everyone watching, this is the birthday present that I got for me. No, I'm just kidding. I reuse bags all the time. I don't care. Ooh. Stop. Megan. It's a cock mark.
It's a see-through blue cock mark that I found
Not
on
the
Etsy.
tassel. Not the tassel coming out of the tip. Oh my God.
I saw it and I knew I had to get it.
Wait, can I
for you.
show this on video?
Yeah. Right?
Okay, right, because it's not like an actual.
No.
It's not an actual one. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see it? Oh my fucking God, this is amazing.
It's so funny.
Thank
and
you so much.
I saw it, thought of you and Ice Planet Barbarians immediately.
Yeah, no, the blue color.
Yes.
My favorite color.
And I thought it was really
Look,
funny.
It comes, okay, so like this is the bookmark, but like look, it comes in like a packaging like with a hand. That's so cute. This is adorable. I'm gonna cherish it. I'm not even gonna put it in a book. I'm gonna like hang it on like my Christmas tree or something.
Oh my God.
This is so cute. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah. And speaking of Ice Planet Barbarians, I have gotten farther in the series. I think I'm at like 13 now.
Yeah.
And some wild things are happening in this book. Like, I'm not even reading it for the sex anymore.
Like the story is just so
the story
crazy.
is like, I'm like, what's gonna happen next?
I need to get there. Like I've
Yeah.
been reading other stuff just because like I'm okay. So here's the thing. I've been reading little segue. I've been reading this really spicy series, which I want to cover later in a different minisode. But I need to take a cleanse from romance and smut. Although the cock mark
It's gonna bring you back.
is saying other things to me. So maybe I'm on like number 5 of IPB, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5. So I'm glad you liked it so much, truly. And thank you so much. Like
You're welcome.
this is fucking amazing.
I just knew I had to get it for you, and I was really excited to have you open it up on our
Like
minisode.
whoever thought of this is a genius.
I know.
Like the cock mark.
Well, and so I looked into it. They only sell 5 things, and they're all cock marks.
Are they just different colors?
Well, they have the blue one, then they have wooden ones. I know it was like crazy, but I the blue one I had to get.
The wooden ones.
Ma'am.
Like morning wood. Like morning, like you see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's not what I was saying.
ma'am, you're the one that got me a cock-shaped bookmark. Like, where did you think this was gonna go?
But also, speaking of Alex's gift bag, she got us these really cool shirts.
Yes, look at
for
them.
my birthday.
I'm like showcasing my tits right now, but like,
I don't know if you can see it.
look.
Yay.
As y'all know, our friend Leanne actually designed the logo for us. So shout out to her. But yeah, for her birthday, I got the t-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
And then Shelby got me a Stanley Cup with our logo as the sticker on it.
Yay.
So a very goat birthday.
Yeah, it was great.
It was.
I want to talk more about your birthday, like
on the real episode.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about your first book?
Yes. Okay. So today, for my first spooky season Minisode book, I'll be talking about Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Jason. Sorry if I'm not. It has 4.14 stars and over nearly 160,000 ratings on Goodreads. It is a spooky thriller horror book. And typically I don't really read like horror. So this was like my first like little delve into that. I'm a big fan of thrillers. Like I like thrillers, but I don't necessarily like to be like scared. Like, I don't know. I never sleep well. But I took a chance on this one and I liked it a lot. I did rate it 3 out of 5 stars. And I'll just read the summary here. So, a wildly inventive spin on the supernatural thriller about a woman working as a nanny for a young boy with a strange and disturbing secret. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job as a babysitter for Ted and Caroline Maxwell. She is to look after their 5-year-old son, Teddy. Mallory immediately loves it. She has her own living space, goes out for nightly runs, and has the stability she craves. And she sincerely bonds with Teddy, a sweet, shy boy who is never without his sketchbook and pencil. His drawings are the usual fare, trees, rabbits, and balloons, but one day he draws something different, a man in a forest dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then Teddy's artwork becomes increasingly sinister, and his stick figures quickly evolve into lifelike sketches well beyond the ability of any 5-year-old. Mallory begins to wonder if these are glimpses of a long unsolved murder, perhaps relayed by a supernatural force. Ooh. Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory nevertheless sets out to decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. So, I really enjoyed this book because, as it said in the summary, like Teddy starts like drawing these pictures, right? So usually they're like normal, like fun, like kid pictures and stuff, but then they start getting like crazy. But what's interesting about this book is like the author includes what the drawings look like in the book. So it is terrifying. Like it was chilling to look at it. Because like the first picture that we see of Teddy that was like truly scary was like of this girl like standing in the background. And she has like hollowed out eyes and like a mouth. And I'm like, oh, it just gives me like goosebumps. So as the story progresses and we start to like kind of unpick the mystery and stuff like that, like the drawings get progressively worse. And although it was definitely spooky for me, I liked his writing and the fact that it wasn't like overly like haunting. Like I wasn't like super like disgusted by what happens or like the story, and I wasn't like super scared to where I was like, oh my god, like I can't even read this. Like it was spooky to where I was on edge, but I liked it enough to keep reading and I finished it. So I really enjoyed that aspect. The story itself was really good. I liked the main character, and I liked how he gave her like the background of having like addiction. Yeah. Because like
she was her untrustworthy.
Exactly. And so like she basically going into this family, like living with them, like she was basically like trying to like reconcile, like, well, these people don't believe me because like I've been an addict, but like I'm seeing this shit with their son. Like, anyway, it was good. I liked that. The plot twist was really, really good. There are only things that I saw that were kind of like iffy. It was like there was maybe some slight transphobia in the book. Oh. Like slight. I'm not saying like it was enough to be like, this is a red flag. But it was like, like, did he mean to write it that way? Or like, was he trying like something else? I don't know. But that was my only red flag with it. And so other than that, 3 out of 5 stars. If you want a good spooky read that you can read and will be able to sleep, this is the one for you.
Yeah, and I saw it. It was a book of the month pick, and so that's kind of how I heard of it. But I'm also kind of like, it says horror. Like, I'm kind of scared. Maybe I won't. But you've said great things about it, so I think I might try it for spooky season.
Yay!
It sounds a little bit kind of like The Girl on the Train or like The Woman in the Window kind of thing, like that untrustworthy woman character.
In my mind, I was literally thinking like this would be a fantastic fucking movie. Like I was like,
I bet, especially with the drawings.
Yeah, it was real good.
Yeah, and I think also so Shelby loves scary movies, but I really don't.
Yeah, same.
And I think if I read it, and then watched it, I could do it because
Yeah,
I
'cause
know
you
how
know
it's
what's gonna
get,
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could. This one is definitely palatable for those who
Yeah.
are not like super scary horror fans. It was spooky enough, but not too spooky.
Most of the horror books I've read are very like not super horror-y,
Yeah,
and I like that.
I like it too. I'm not trying,
I
life
will
is
sleep.
horrifying already. Like I don't
This
need
hellscape?
to. Yeah, the hellscape that I keep mentioning. We don't need to be like reading. I mean, I don't know. Whatever your choice in horror is, good for you. But like personally, I don't feel the need to like continue
Being scared.
being scared all the time. So yeah. All right. What's your next book, Megan?
My next book I also got from Book of the Month. It is The Change. I don't know where to hold it. By Kirsten Miller. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna set it down now. Like I said, I got this from Book of the Month, and it's essentially, if you know anything about The Power by Naomi Alderman, I think.
Nope.
Well, it's a Amazon show now,
Okay,
but it
cool.
was originally a book. It's kind of the same concept of just like a feministic women's book, which is very fun, but fun in the way like I'm not saying it's like girly and cute, like it's like badass women.
Oh, cool.
Like being badass
Yeah.
and also a little evil.
I love that. I love being a little evil.
Same.
I'm like sinister.
So this book is, as you can see, pretty thick.
She thick.
But it's very compelling. There's a lot of things going on. I read it last October, so I don't remember it too much like in the way of my thoughts, but I know like I stepped away from it like remembering it, and like remembering how I feel. So here is the summary.
Woo.
In the Long Island oceanfront community of Mattock, 3 different women discover that midlife changes bring a whole new type of empowerment. After Nessa James's husband dies and her twin daughters leave for college, she's left all alone in a trim white house not far from the ocean. In the quiet of her late 40s, the former nurse begins to hear voices. It doesn't take long for Nessa to realize that the voices calling out to her belong to the dead, a gift she's inherited from her grandmother, which comes with special responsibilities. On the cusp of 50, suave advertising director Harriet Osborne has just witnessed the implosion of her lucrative career and her marriage. She hasn't left her house in months, and from the outside, it appears as if she and her garden have both gone to seed. But Harriet's life is far from over. In fact, she's undergone a stunning and very welcome metamorphosis. Ambitious former executive Joe Levison has spent 30 long years at war with her body. The free-floating rage and hot flashes that arrive with the beginning of menopause feel like the very last straw, until she realizes she has the ability to channel them and finally comes into her power. Guided by voices only Nessa can hear, the trio of women discover a teenage girl whose body was abandoned beside a remote beach.
Ooh.
The police have written the victim off as a drug-addicted sex worker, but the women refuse to buy into the official narrative. Their investigation into the girl's murder leads to more bodies and to the town's most exclusive and isolated enclave, a world of stupendous wealth where the rules don't apply. With their newfound powers, Joe, Nessa, and Harriet will take matters into their own hands.
Well, this sounds like Lisk. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
The Long Island serial killer. That's a real case.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably like
That
based
sounds
off of that.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's really, so it's like these 3 women like at the quote unquote end of their life, now that they like aren't childbearing age, get these powers and are like relevant again and like can solve these cases of these missing young women. It's really interesting, very compelling, just overall like the twist you kind of see coming just because like but like it's still so good, and I just love the like woman badassery of it all.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I like when like a thriller pertaining about like femicide has like a comeback story where it's like women empowered. Like I enjoy that. Like a fictional, it's good. It's a good trope.
Yeah.
Yay, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely recommend if you're looking for something that's like kind of different. That's why it's called The Change, I think, is because it's kind of like them going through like menopause, but when they go through menopause, they like get these powers, and
That's very correct.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's really cool. So
I can't wait for
definitely
menopause.
check it out.
I'm just saying, like.
Also, I love it says it's not over, it's time on the cover.
That's very correct. Because time is a construct. That's Megan's favorite saying of mine that I like to say.
We had a party.
No. No.
Okay.
No. I was the first one here for your birthday party. So, and there's no doubt that I need to work on like my time management. Like there's no doubt, you know, it's just, and I'm not trying to be like one of those girls, like it's my personality, like to be late and stuff. No, I'm just saying like in general, I need to work on my time management. But also so like, did Jade and Leanne. Like, and also time is a contract. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So for my second spooky season book, I am covering a wholesome, which I didn't necessarily want it to be wholesome. Whoopsie. About witches. And it's called Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. And it's the first of a series. So there is a second book that she's already published, I believe. But she's calling the series Witch Lore #1. And I literally picked up this book because I was like in Barnes & Noble and I was like on my work shift. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to drop like a solid $50 on books. And so this was one of those purchases that I made. And I read it like in the early summer, actually. So I read it like a few months ago. Least to say, I'll read the summary. Oh, God, this is long. Okay. A witchy rom-com in which a bookstore owner who is fighting to revitalize a small Midwestern town clashes with her rival, the mayor, and uncovers not only a clandestine group that wields a dark magic to control the idyllic river hamlet, but hidden powers she never knew she possessed. Witches aren't real, right? No one has civic pride quite like Emerson Wilde, which, side note, I love that name. Emerson is such a cute name. Okay. As a local indie bookstore owner and youngest ever Chamber of Commerce president, she'd do anything for her hometown of St. Cyprian. That's where I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but we're just going to leave it at that. Missouri. After all, Midwest is the best. She may have been descended from a witch who was hanged in 1692 during the Salem witch trials, but there's no sorcery in doing your best for the town you love. Or is there? As she preps Main Street for the annual festival, Emerson notices strange things happening around St. Cyprian. Strange things that culminate in a showdown with her lifelong arch rival, Mayor Skip Simon. He seems to have sent impossible paranormal creatures after her. Creatures that Emerson dispatches with ease, though she has no idea how she's done it. Is it Skip Simon a witch? Is Emerson? It turns out witches are real, and Emerson is one of them.
Ooh.
She's failed a coming-of-age test at age 18, the only test she's ever failed. And now, as an adult, her powers have come roaring back. But she has little time to explore those powers or her blossoming relationship with her childhood friend, cranky yet gorgeous local farmer, Jacob North. Ooh. An ancient evil has awakened in St. Cyprian, and it's up to Emerson and her friends, maybe Emerson herself, to save everything she loves. So the title is the one that grabbed me at first, like Small Town Big Magic. I was like, yes.
Very fun.
I love the fact that she was a bookstore owner, and the story itself just seemed like super wholesome to me and like cute. And I was like, yes, like I love witches. I love the vibe. And like Emerson was such a cute name. I liked the story enough to finish it. Like it was not a DNF for me, but there were some things that I was like, oh my God. And maybe this is just because I think this is like her first publication. So I get it, girl. I still think your story was super cute. But like there was just some things in the story that seemed lacking to me. And I wanted there to be spies in the book because I did find it in the romance section. Like I was like, okay, like there's going to be some spice in this. And there was like, so they did end up having sex, right? Spoiler. But the author decided, this is what really grinds my gears, okay? So the author like decided to put in the book, like I almost threw the book when I read this, like literally. So everything was heating up, like it was right, like they were like saving the world together, like they had started like discussing their feelings and stuff like that. And they were like moving down that train, and it was like a full moon, and they were gonna like make love in the grass, like under the moon, and like the witchy powers, you know. But then the author decides to put in a whole fucking paragraph saying like essentially, and I'm not gonna like quote it verbatim because I don't have the book in front of me, but also just not that important. But she essentially says like, well, I could describe the sex in like lurid detail, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a feminist and I don't just like, I decide not to objectify women's bodies and the sexualization. And I was like, girl, just say that his penis went inside of her. Like, it's okay.
Or
like,
just like closed door romance. Like, you don't need to like go and
like have a side note in the middle of the book. Like, it's okay to like leave it on. Like, if you just wanted it to be like a cute, wholesome, like, you know, story, like you could just say like, we laid out in the grass together and like spent the night, like whatever.
Yeah.
And leave it at that. There was no need to be like, well, I could have given you what you wanted, but then decided not to.
That's really weird. Like,
so,
super uncomfortable.
I know,
also, as
like
a reader.
Well, and that was another thing that like really almost bothered me was the fact that like throughout the whole book, like Emerson herself, the main character, was like dying on the hill that she was like a feminist and like she works hard in the community or whatever. And like I get what Beck was trying to do with that. Like she wants to like make her beliefs known. Like I understand, but it's like, I don't know, just don't drive too hard home on that, I think. And I think it is, if you want like a cozy witchy bookstore read, that is it for you. So
yeah, and I have a couple recs also that are kind of like that, but I'm saving them for our secret special episode coming out this month.
Surprise. So yeah.
So that is our recs for this month. We hope you have the best October ever because we are surely enjoying it. But, you know, if you have any recommendations, I know I've been talking to some of our friends to actually like send us an email.
Yeah, like please actually reach out. Like if you, or even not one of our friends, like if you're out there in the world and you're like, I think they should cover XYZ, like
yeah, let us know.
Yeah,
email us at goatpod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram. You can DM us at goatpod. We also have a TikTok that Alex has been doing great things on at goatpod. Facebook group, all the good ones are taken. And you can find me on Goodreads. It's Megan, like parentheses, Peas Reads, or you can find my Bookstagram at Peas Reads.
Yay. So please check us out. Give us a rating. Leave a comment. Let us know like what you think, but be nice. Constructive criticism, y'all know. And yeah, thank you for listening.
This has been All the Good Ones Are Taken.
Woo!